And they told me that we would be able to build a high school in our community. And guess what? In the word impossible, it's possible. We took a negative and we made it a positive. So talking without voting is like speaking on mute. Unmute your voice and register to vote right now. Unmute el poder de tu voz. Regístrate para votar. Dale. Well, the reason that everybody should tune in to Pitbull Live and Timeless, well, for one, it's history in the making. For two, it's something that the world needs right now. They need to get loose, they need to get off the chain, they need to be having a good time, losing their minds. Bottom line, because I want y'all to have the time of y'all lives. You know, like we say in one of my old neighborhoods in Wynwood, don't talk about it, be about it. So we're gonna be about it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Hard work does pay off, and that's why we're here right now doing this. I use these 3 P's. Patience, passion, and perseverance equals success. I think I gave you too many keys to success right there. And when I get most excited to perform every night, is Give Me Everything. Because it gives me a platform, it gives me, that stage allows me to tell the whole world how I've been very blessed to be able to take my life from a negative to a positive. To be a first-generation Cuban-American family that fled communism, grandmother that was a rebel, aunt that was a political prisoner. My mother came in Operation Peter Pan. My father came through what we call la loteria, which is you win the lottery in Cuba, you don't win anything, but you win the most priceless thing in the world, freedom. So when I'm on that stage and I know what they went through and I know what I went through coming up in Miami in the 80s and 90s, when I tell them, hey, it's a blessing to be able to show you how I took in my life, or taking my life from a negative to a positive, I feel like I get hit with all kind of energy from everybody that helped me and believed in me to be able to be on that stage. And if y'all see me when I'm on stage, I duck my head and I say a prayer and shout outs to those that I wouldn't be on that stage if it wasn't for them. They're no longer with us, but they're always with us. I'm a big believer in energy. So I tell them thank you. I say, thank you, God, I appreciate you. I'm not religious, I believe in God. And then I just knock them dead. That last record you leave there with people going, whoa, what just happened? That's what it's all about. So to be up there and be able to do that, it's a priceless feeling. It's something I don't even have words that can describe it, to be honest with you. So to everybody out there, you better give me everything on this pay-per-view. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Pepsi. Unmute your voice and register to vote right now. Dale. We want to say we appreciate you. Thank you. Or like we say in Miami, bet that up for listening to Negative to a Positive, brought to you by the good neighbors at State Farm. Get great service at surprisingly great prices. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. There's no losing, only learning. I have the responsibility to make sure that you guys are well represented. There's no failure, only opportunities. Anytime you see me, you can say, oye, ese tipo tiene su pasado. And there's no problems, only solutions. Pero mira lo que está haciendo con su vida. He took it from a negative to a positive, and that's what's representing us now. This is From Negative to Positive. You already know what it is, that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, better said Mr. Worldwide, and we are reporting live right now from Slam in Little Havana. This is what you call Negative to Positive, and it's a true honor to have one of my dogs from the crib, straight from that 1-8 tree, Carol City, representer, but more than anything, hard worker, good guy, great heart. And, you know, they call me Mr. Worldwide, but it's Mr. International right here. Flo to the Rida.
Thanks for having me, my brother. You know, hey, family all day.
Let me tell you, man, it's truly a pleasure. And a lot of people don't understand that we've been very, very blessed to go from 305 Dade County and everything that we've learned down here and take it all around the world. And I think it has a lot to do with everybody that we've grown up around. Miami being a melting pot, you meet a lot of different cultures. And you really see how similar you are more than how different you are, you know? Well, and then you take that and you take it around the world. So I tell a lot of people, and they'll tell me, hey man, so who do you really see around the world like that? I know it sounds crazy and it might sound like I'm bullshitting you, but it's Flo. I see Flo Rida everywhere. If it ain't Japan, it's Mexico. If it's not Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, I mean, you name it. So to be able to be here in Little Havana, one of my own neighborhoods. I used to live in Carroll City also, too. I used to go to North Glade Elementary. And then the whole cafeteria staff got killed in Lake Stevens. My mother said, oh, you ain't going there. She said, we can go to Caramart and Captain Crabs, and that's about it. But growing up in the same city, coming up through the same folks, I was just telling you, I spoke to Uncle Luke earlier, and he opened a lot of doors for everybody down here in the crib. Was talking to Little John also, that's helped out a whole lot when it comes to our music and taking it around the world. To be able to showcase you here in the negative to positive, because it was about and showing and talking about everything that we've been through to be where we're at, right? Mm-hmm. And I think in the society that we live in now, where everybody is all about instant gratification, right now, look at me, look at this picture, which is all at the end of the day, because half of the shit they put up in the pictures, they ain't really living it, right? And there's no way that we would be here if our stories didn't check out, let's just say. So with that said, you know, you got White Shadow over here, the Grammy Award-winning producer, man of the world. That's what we call him.
Man of the world.
All day.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
You got Jenny V. You know, she be on the road with us putting in work.
Yep.
And now we're giving her an opportunity the same way that Luke and everybody else gave us an opportunity. And obviously DJ Laz that opened the doors for a lot of us. Yeah. So Flo, I mean, I was reading right now, it said 10 albums deep. Mm-hmm. Who would have ever thought that you'd be 10 albums deep in the game? When we were out here, whether it was Uncle Alvin, he rest in peace, you know, we were on 15th and 62nd putting in work, whether it was Roman Pub putting in work on 183rd, and any rap contest that we could get into or anything that we could showcase what we got going on, and all the out-of-towners that never believed in us and how much they said that Miami boys are Bama, y'all some booty shakers, and then everybody come down to Miami in the crib, take our style and run with it, and we built the whole game all over again. How does it feel, dog?
Man, it's like so surreal, you know, just sitting here. I'm like overwhelmed because it's one thing for, you know, God to bless you with things. And
yes, sir.
It just shows that when you put in hard work, it's all worth it. I mean, I'm just really like, I almost got goosebumps just thinking back to when I seen you out in the streets, you know, doing your thing far as like, you know, performing with Last early on. Yeah. Me out there slinging my mixtapes and things like that with the Groundhogs.
That's right.
You know, it's really overwhelming. But I, you know, like you said, with instant gratification going on and everything, it's important that we instill in, you know, the kids today that, you know, it's important that they understand hard work. Because putting in hard work determines your longevity versus, you know, something happening for a moment. You know, and just being here today, seeing what you got going on and what I've accomplished is just all glory to God. But we definitely put in that work.
Always thank God, and I say the harder we work, the luckier we get. Because, you know, everybody run up on you and say, damn, Chico, you so lucky, dog. Damn, Chico, you did.
Not at all.
So, you know what, man? Harder I work, luckier I get. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to pay the bills, baby, and take a quick break for our sponsors. We all need someone to talk to. Talkspace wants to give us the support we deserve at a price we can afford. Talkspace Online Therapy makes taking care of your mental health more affordable and convenient than ever before. With Talkspace, you don't have to sit down face-to-face with someone to tell them what you're going through. Get 24/7 access to support you need with Talkspace. A whole month of dedicated support costs as much as just one in-person session. Match with your perfect therapist at Talkspace.com or by downloading the Talkspace app. And don't forget to use promo code Pitbull at checkout for $100 off for your first month. That's $100 off your first month at Talkspace.com, promo code Pitbull. And another thing that I love about, you know, the music and what we've come from, you know, we kind of evolved to another level, another lane where people where we come from, they didn't really understand it at first. Like, man, you rapping over them kind of beats for? Why you rapping with them DJs? And I remember right here on 12th Ave, matter of fact, we were just talking about it, but on 12th Ave, right here on Flagler in Little Havana, one of them Chicos ran up on me and they said, man, Chico, look at you, man, you done sold out. I said, damn right, I done sold out every arena I perform in now.
Amen to that, bro. Wow.
So to watch you and what you've done, and we've been on tour together, we did all of Canada together, and I promise you, by the way, I tried to pick that tour when the winter wasn't hitting.
Yeah,
right.
We got hit.
It ain't stopping.
It was cold in Canada. And to create your own lane, and someone taught me this to say, hey, when you create your own lane, there's no traffic. Right. And once the neighborhood and folks that we grew up around started figuring out, you know, the kind of income we were generating. It almost became like an urban legend. And, hey, man, you heard Flo got such and such over and such and such? Man, the out of here.
Who was first? How did that timeline play out?
No, I went first with like a record like Culo, let's just say. But I was stuck at a TVT Records. I was in a deal over there, right? Then Flo, I knew I was in Dallas, dog. I was in Dallas. I was listening to a mixtape on basically like a screwed and chopped mixtape.
Right.
And I heard that Get Low come on. Oh, boy. I said, it's over. It's done. Because you had Birthday Cake before that. Mind you, we jumped on all the mixtapes together. We were around, you name it. Yeah. Everybody was hustling at the time. Yourself, myself, Ross, Khaled, Trick and Trina, they were already pretty much on. Yeah. Piccolo and them. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I felt so proud for you. And I knew it. And I said, oh, this boy's out of here. Out of here. And sure enough, I mean, that's one of the biggest generating records, I would say, of all times at this point. And it's timeless. Anytime it comes on, you already know everybody's going to get loose. So watching you take off like that and all of us were coming up together, there was a different pride in Miami at the time. Right. And that's the part that I feel we lack right now. Me and Luke were talking about it also earlier today. But watching you around the world, running into you in so many different spots. I actually got a real funny story about you in Abu Dhabi. But you told me one time we was out there, we performed together out there. And mind you, when you're out there, you're performing for Prince, princesses, sheikhs, I don't know, whatever, you name it. And you told me you were sitting next to some guy, and the guy's like, hey, you singer? You rapper? And Flo's like, yeah. He said, what kind of car do you drive? And Flo said, well, I got a Maybach, got a Bugatti. He said, oh, Bugatti. Oh, I own Bugatti.
Yep.
So that goes to show you the kind of places we perform at.
You have to hook up or no? You like, yo, because I'll give my address.
I wound up being friends with this guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he out here slanging Bugattis on the low.
I had no choice.
Hey, yo, Flo, send one this way, okay?
I had no choice. I had to be his friend.
How weird is that, though, that like, you guys are out on the street, like, hustling mixtapes together, and you're in Abu Dhabi.
We're in Abu Dhabi together.
The owner of Bugatti.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I own Bugatti.
Yeah. That's insane.
And then to be able to, I'm hearing about the football leagues that you got going on. I know you've invested with big time, shout out to E-Class and Freezy and all them and everybody that's come up. Like I said, people that got checked off. They would never think that we would be here having this conversation. I mean, myself, I didn't graduate from high school. And to be in our high school, to have a conversation with you about everything that we've pulled off, like you said earlier, God is great, right? God is good. But as far as I think a major thing that we share, having a good heart and being humble, is always trying to find a way to give back.
Right.
So as far as that, what you got going on with as far as the football teams and all that, because not too many people know about that.
Oh yeah, we have the FYFL. We have over 10,000 kids. Like you said, we always want to be inspiring to our youth. And one thing in particular why I thought it was something for me, that was special for me to be a part of, because growing up, I was the guy who loved music and I loved football. And one of the coaches out there at Risco Park back then, his name was Coach Joe. And I was a shy guy. So when it came to playing football and things like that, I wanted to be the best. But I felt like I wasn't the best. So he carried a radio. And I just started carrying the radio to motivate the team, play music and things like that. But I seen that these kids could, other than playing football, they could have been doing something negative. So even though I was the guy who didn't play, I still found time to do something positive with my time, and he gave me that outlet. So me and my partner Freezy, shout out to Freezy, my brother, we got together and it was just like, man, we got to do something. We generating all this type of money, and prior to us getting money, we always gave. So the fact that, we got all these different relationships, we got our team, our squad together, and was just like, man, let's start, the Flo Rida Youth Football League. So, we took full advantage of that. The kids, a lot of kids, they haven't traveled,
out of their block.
Yeah. And, shout out to our big brother Snoop. He allowed us to fly some kids out on the plane for the first time. Is it a travel team or that's what you're making it? No, we made it. We made it where the kids were able to, go out there.
That's great.
And just to see the joy that they had, being able to get on the plane and be with their colleagues in a whole nother environment, and to see Snoop embrace them, was very touching. And that's what we do this for. We do this because of the fact that, we've been given we're a vessel and we want to be used. And the more you can be used, the longer you'll stay here. Great. And that's what I understand.
from an outsider looking in, it's insane to me to just watch Pitt and you guys. But you talk about that mentality that you have being from South Florida. Mm-hmm. It's like people don't do that. People don't give back like that. And like Luke, talking to Luke and his programs that he's done with the kids, like what Pitt's doing with the school, what you're doing, it's pretty remarkable, bro. Yeah. Like it's from an outsider looking in. It's
I think it's a thing because much love to everyone who's intrigued by instant gratification, but I think the fact that we felt that pain is not the fact we don't want them to understand the principles of how things could go, but it's the fact that we felt that and we want to make life better for those who have a dream.
That's one thing. He's learning a lot about Miami today.
Maybe too much.
Yeah, but he's from Detroit, so they got some history up there too.
Right.
Miami, I know what's instilled in us in our DNA is that we're underdogs.
Right.
We're fighters.
Yeah, because right now I'm still out there. In my head, I'm still slinging CDs.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like
150,000%.
And maybe like a lot of people around me is why I still got the people around me from like day one because
keep it grinding.
I love that hustle. I wouldn't change it for the world, but I still have that mentality, and not to say this because we're here. You're a part of my conversations no matter where I go.
That's an honor. Thank you.
I seen you come from the ground up. I seen you as you elevated. And as you elevated, I was elevating by following your lead.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. That's an honor. And vice versa, by the way. When I'm out there, I always let people know, as far as why you are who you are.
Mm-hmm. I hope everybody out there is enjoying the podcast. We're going to take a quick break to talk about our friends over at State Farm. I believe that to have success, you've got to play the game. Don't let the game play you. It's why it's so important to make sure you're getting the most out of your paper, your money, that green, that dough, that loot, that moolah, or should we say dinero, especially when it comes to insurance. Making sure that you have great insurance is the best way to protect your life and everything that you've built. And whether you're in the 305 or live off of the 405, that's freeway over in Los Angeles, LA, California, West Side, State Farm can help you anytime, anywhere. Look, thinking about all the things that can happen in our lives, it definitely can be a little overwhelming. But with State Farm, it doesn't have to be. They have so many options to get you ready for anything that can come your way. Let State Farm help you protect what matters most. They have great agents standing by, helping you personalize your coverage, and it's all backed up by award-winning, easy-to-use technology. Take care of yourself and your family at a great price with an even greater service. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It goes back to that people not believing in us.
Right.
Especially the whole industry. I remember people used to come to Miami, we couldn't get in our own fucking club sometimes, and that's where certain things, or our own records played, and it turned into other things, which those things we won't speak about, but either or, that's the only way we would get our respect.
Right.
Let's just say. So to then take over the music business, and not only take over the music business, anybody that has to do with anything that has to do with music around the world, whether it's DJs, whether it's rappers, whether it's producers, whether it's dancers, anything, you name it, they're getting their style from the crib now. They're getting their style from Miami. I know, you know about them more than I do, but we're hardly home anyway, but I hear stories about guys, and this is real shit. Well, they'll be like, they'll book their whole week, and they'll say, Sunday could be a big money maker for them. They'll say, Sunday, I'm flying into Miami so I could do Club Live, then I'm going to fly out in the morning on Monday. Right. Just to be a part of the action down here.
Right.
I'm like, damn, if your city ain't, I'm confused, dog. Your city should be jumping like that, right? You didn't just come down here, and what they do, they take in, like I said, our DNA, our bloodline, the way we move, our style, the things that we handle. And that's why I got from Wynwood is one of the sayings. They said, don't talk about it, be about it.
Right.
And when you're raised like that, you know that don't ever let your mouth sign a check that your ass can't cash. Yeah. And I think that's what the game became now. It's like anybody could talk about anything, and then it's like, oh, yeah, Buddy's straight. It's like, nah, Buddy wouldn't have been straight. It don't make no sense to me.
Can't back it up. That's the worst.
No, they can now on the phone.
Right.
Oh. Yeah, they can talk a lot of shit on the phone, and, it's easy. A phone don't hit back. Right. It's like when they say about a punching bag, right?
Don't hit back.
But and besides that too, it's in the music business for people that aren't initiated in the music business. So to have friends that you've kept for that amount of time,
and with respect,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like to watch that kind of growth, that level of growth and understanding and appreciation for each other and the culture and giving back. Like,
and I think the beautiful thing as a younger generation growing up in this, to see two men from Miami grow up and still carry the world on your back. Like, I travel the world with you and you're always repping 305, but people don't appreciate that until they leave the 305 and they're like, oh, Pit, and then you're like, oh, okay, oh, Flo.
Same thing with Flo, exactly.
Same thing with the both of you. So the fact that you guys have carried Miami on your back toward the world and still bring us, sometimes living here, you don't understand that until you leave. So that's something we've appreciated. And not only, yes, music is your passion, but from the both of you, it's like your purpose is giving back, is leaving on your legacy. So when you guys are gone, people are still listening to your music, but now your music has meaning. It's not just lyrics on a paper.
Right.
You're telling your story, and we're here for you. You know, so what you're doing, what you're doing with these kids, with your football league, and what you're doing with these kids with this school, it's
which we need to bring that together, by the way.
Yes, definitely. And it's just so amazing to see how you guys have reached a point in your life where you took that negative situation from birth, whether it was your childhood trauma, whether it was just an overall upbringing, and turned it positive not only for you guys, but for the community as well. You know, so that's like a big thank you on behalf of us and you guys having that transformation in your life. And many people might not come up to you and show you that appreciation, but know that it is appreciated in a scale higher than anyone can understand. And when your football kids make it to the league, that's when you're going to be like, all right. And even if they don't, you created that foundation of a man and given them that opportunity to grow into who they need to be.
Well, it's crazy. It has happened. You know, as far as has any of the kids on your side gone to the league already?
Well, a couple, and as well as, you know,
because I know Luke too. You know, Luke had a couple already. Well, he had a gang of them already go, but I remember when he started on the same thing, and I used to be every Christmas at Charles Hadley Park, you know, making sure the kids would get what they need, and then it was Roberto Clemente, and I'd be down in Ghouls with Trick, making that happen also. But just to see those kids they used to hand a bike to, or used to hand anything, a turkey to, and now you see them in the league bringing it back, you're going, oh, shit.
It's a blessing.
It was due to that platform. It was due to what y'all boys doing right now, you know? And
now they're motivated and inspired to do the same thing that we've done. You know, but I think early on, you know, the both of us and anyone that's successful, you know, after you go through life's experience, you understand that delay is not denial, you know? And when it comes down to me and yourself, the reason why we're able to appeal to such a broad audience is because when it came to battling, when it came to just growing up in Miami, we were fortunate to have a gumbo of different cultures.
Yes, sir.
The versatility that we have has given us that platform to be able to reach different people. And that's what people don't understand. If you want, you know, myself or yourself to focus on one thing and do it, we could do that, but it wouldn't be maximizing ourselves. So we've learned to maximize ourselves, and that's, you know, that's something that I don't preach. I like to show that with my action, but you definitely one of those guys. You know, hats off to you. I've traveled around the world. You can ask my guy here, Alex. Like, I don't even know if you know how much they play you around the world or anywhere, my brother. It's like it's unbelievable. But it's not unbelievable to the point that I seen the work. You know,
Same here. And when you talk about being able to be versatile, and I think why Miami is so special to the world, because it shows unification. Down here, we respect each other's cultures, and we don't get caught up on, oh, such and such is this, and such is that. Now, one more, oh, look, such and such is Cuban, Rican, Dominican, Haitian, Bahamian, Jamaican, black, white, whatever it may be. It was the city that always kept us together. We felt like, oh, you from Miami? You straight.
Right.
Where you stay by? Oh, you know, such and such, oh, you straight. We never got into that, what I think the world is trying to do now. And through music, me and you especially, we found a way to unify. Like when I did a show in Israel one time, I was, and when I was there, they had people come over from, you know, Palestinians to the show to enjoy and have fun. These are people that would usually be fighting or, you know, killing each other, literally. At the show, they were together, having a great time. They were loving each other. They were escaping that hour and a half that I was up on stage. And that was the day that it really hit me. And I said, yo, this music shit is powerful. Wow. Look what it's doing right now. My story's resonating with them, and it's bringing them together. Now, I don't know what happened after the show. That I can't vouch for that part. But at the show, they were straight. And another thing to it, I try to explain to people about this and how much the gumbo, the melting pot of the city that we're from, has bred us to be not only a product of our environment, but be able to adapt to any environment. We could be anywhere and you know, figure it out. Or get to know you quick. Oh, where you from? Oh, for real, what do they do around there? Oh, what music y'all listen to? Oh, that's what y'all eat? Oh, that's how you dance? Ooh, we quick to figure it out, right?
That Miami hustle.
Yeah, right? So then I try to tell people, when it comes to artists around the world, not too many people get around the world like us.
Nah.
Not too many people get around the world like us. And not too many as someone as such as yourself. Because you could be someone intimidating, but if they only knew, nah, man, got a great heart, good guy, right? Mm-hmm. And I tell people, they're like, so who do you think on the black side travels the whole world like that? Mm-hmm. The biggest. God knows I'm telling the truth. I say, Flo. They're like, nah. They'll think like Jay. I said, nah. Right. Flo gets way more places. Then don't get me wrong. Jay's Jay.
Right.
Jay does what he does. But Flo will get in pockets that you would never. Flo gets places that I can't even pronounce. That's why I put that in international love. Right. I've been in places I can't even pronounce some of these places that we've been to. You feel me? And I know that we run into each other. And it blows people's minds. Because for some reason, they look at what we do, but don't understand at the level where we do it, which for us, believe it or not, is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
It allows us to be up under the radar, so when they think they're getting in, we just...
There you go. There you go. We come from that, so...
Yes, sir.
You already know what it is. It's that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, better said Mr. Worldwide, and I hope that y'all out there getting off the chain, losing your mind, having fun, enjoying, because it's not like having a great conversation with a great person, and that would be with Mr. International, Flo Rida himself. And as a matter of fact, we'll be back in just a moment. But what I wanted to do was remind everybody out there about my concert, Pitbull Live and Timeless, streaming on livebylive.com/Pitbull this Saturday, October 10th. And I'll tell you right now, you don't want to miss it. I'm partnering with Pepsi to give away 100 tickets to my concert. And if you want to get yourself a virtual front row seat, all you have to do is subscribe to my podcast, From Negative to Positive, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast One, or bottom line, wherever you get your podcast. Now, once you've done that, I want to make sure that you guys go ahead and hit me up at Pitbull on Twitter, then tweet me or hit me up with a shout out. And the hashtag would be from N2P Podcast, N2P Podcast. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be randomly choosing 100 lucky fans to receive tickets. I want to say I appreciate the love to Pepsi for showing us love and all the support. And what you need to do is unmute your voice, register to vote, and visit rockthevote.com/Pepsi. Not now, I'm talking about right now. Now, I want to say thank you to Pepsi. I appreciate the love. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And now it's time to get back to the one, the only, Mr. Flo Rida. Darling.
So I look forward to, not only that, man, I appreciate you taking the time. And I know also we were speaking about, I know you invested in restaurants also.
Yeah.
All right.
We got the Lickin'.
The Lickin'.
Yeah, we got the
Where's
Lickin'.
that?
It's on Washington and like 8th, the Lickin'.
Yeah, right? Yeah. At least a Cuban Miami boy.
Yeah, yeah, we had a Lickin'. We also have Bar Idol, which is next door. I have Studio 183. We also have a small variety of things that is inspired by the Lickin' inside there. We also have the root beer that we opening up. It's off of, what is it off of?
Is it a root beer or is it a root beer?
No, it's called a root beer. That's the name of it.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be up probably next 3 months or so.
God bless, man.
Just to name a few.
Nice.
Look, I'm not even, that's a blessing not to know everything and have it, you know?
I thought that I was over in the Boca Resort. I'm starting to do business in Boca and West Palm. Who would have ever thought, right?
Wow.
You know, it's hard to get up past Broward County line. You start to get scared when you pass Dade County line. So I'm up in Boca Resort, and I see this pool where you could, I guess, you know them pools that it looks like you could surf on them?
Yeah, yeah.
Pool's called a Flo Rida.
Oh, man.
So I'm thinking, there's flow on this pool?
Man, let me tell you, bro. Yeah, it was years ago I first got wind of that. I was like, hold up, man, am I missing a check? Somebody shortchange me or something?
You better start surfing your ass over. What they do.
Bro. Man.
Nah, but hey, man, I wanna tell you thank you so much for taking the time, to you and your team. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I'm glad that you got a chance to see Slam. It's yours. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and anything you want to do with the little jitterbugs across the city and what you guys are thinking, you got a place here to bring them. And hey, man, and I feel like it's in the cards one way or another. We're going to build one of these bad boys together. Whether it's in Carol City, whether it's in the city.
That's the
Opalaka, wherever we want to put it. But the good thing is that the infrastructure's there. Mm-hmm. Well, this is basically a plug and play. And the best thing is that it really produces, man. These kids are graduating at 100%. At this point, this will be our third year graduating at 100% from this spot right here. And we've had them
into that, man.
Bet that up, man. We got them Miami, West Palm, Boca, Tampa, Nevada. We got approved Arizona, Alabama. We got one in the A now, too. So it's growing, and it would be an honor to be able to pull one of these off together.
Let's do it.
And with everything that we spoke about here today, everything that you got coming up, And you already know you already got a brother here whenever, wherever, however.
Thank you.
And I'm talking about them serious situations.
May you never have any more.
No, man, it's an honor. It's an honor to be here, man. Like I said, like it's just so surreal. Like the fact that people could come and they tell me different things, and I really appreciate it. But from a brother to a brother, it's amazing to see you have the same character, it's a blessing to have the same energy. Yeah. It's like you that same guy always been given. I remember just walking up to you with our CD, and you're like, girl, I was like just supporting everything. Like, yeah.
Them big real, ass wooden chains.
Yeah, look at that.
You brought that up.
Hey, we be like, you see last Pit gotta be here somewhere. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, man.
You laid that foundation, man. You definitely was been the blueprint, the grind. Like I never got a chance to really I seen people grind, my team and things like that, but I've seen the grind. I had to be that, like you said, we've always been those people that whatever you trying, we're gonna be ready for it. Yeah. I had just scoping you out. I was that person like, okay, he did this, I need to do that. So
hey, same here, man.
To see the same person, man, is just
and it's just the beginning.
On the next level of being a giver is.
I appreciate it. And now we're going to do the same thing in the spirits business, which, we're going to hit a lick with that one way or another. And the other thing, too, is that no matter how much bread we make, dog, we can't take it with us. No matter how many houses, cars, whatever we acquire, can't take it with us. Even the pharaohs of Egypt couldn't figure that shit out, you know? And they created mazes in pyramids that we still haven't figured out and still got robbed. So, with that said, anything we make is always to give back, dog. Especially to the crib 305. And if you do it here, you lead by example. That's right. Others hopefully will do it in their neighborhoods, because that's really what we need to happen here in the United States of America, for people, instead of, I don't know what happened around here. Well, what happened? Nobody's pumping in the fucking neighborhood. Nobody's investing in the neighborhood. Nobody's teaching them like, hey, we believe in y'all. Here's an opportunity. And teaching them like, hey, man, we could go to the next level. And let me tell you something that I've learned in education, being in the education field for 8 years now. Like I said before, I didn't graduate high school, but a teacher changed my life, ironically, right? Mm-hmm. And what I learned in this is that for a public school, because it's a charter public school, so 97% of the kids here are on free lunch. These are the kids that need it the most. They're coming out of Overtown, they're coming out of Paddle, Wynwood, Little Havana, the city, all the way up to Carroll City, Opelika. On a public school kid's head, they give you a number each year. This is X amount, right? So let's call it $30,000 for that kid for that year to handle his lunch, to handle his books, whatever it is, or their books. Well, in the prison system, each prisoner in different states, like let's say New York, on their head a year, $120,000. Mm-hmm. So how do you make more sense to us? You make more sense where? If we make you dumber, you make more money for us in the prison system. Wow. So for people who really need to understand when it comes to education, the system's there. It's broken. We found a way to get out of it. But to give back to it and really get involved and teach the kids like, hey, man, all odds are against you. But that's the beautiful part. All obstacles are in your way. That's the beautiful part. They don't believe in you. That's the beautiful part. They think you ain't gonna make it. That's the beautiful part. But look at us. Look what we got going on right here, right now. Yep. And when you give that to these kids, dog, I'm just letting you know, because when I look in their eyes, I don't even need to hear this story. I can just look in their eyes. I say, well, okay, either immigrant parents, sexual abuse, crime, drug dealer, violence, killers, thugs, gangsters, goons, something's going on right here, because I can see it in your eyes. But just know that if we could do it, they could do it. Bigger, better, better, stronger. And that's what's needed to me the most out here, especially with everything that's going on right now. And through music, we're going to continue to push. That's right. And again, I just want to say thank you so much. And I hope we could do this more and more often, because I feel it's almost like therapy, dog.
No, look, for everybody.
Before we split, do you have like something like a story or like any kind of like point of reference that you have that was like a negative, like a moment? I know everybody's got a series of moments, but like, is there anything you can think of that like just comes right off the top, where like a negative situation that you were able to use to make positive shit happen in life for yourself? Is there something in your brain?
I think, just losing a loved one for myself, because I had a lot of people around me, from drug dealers to you name it. But those guys, I was always fond of being a great listener. And I've seen them tell me one thing, and they wind up having to deal with the repercussions, so I didn't go that route. But, you know, one of my sisters passed away, and most people take it for like, they'll take that and just feel like life is over. For myself, I was like, man, you know, if my sister could be here with me right now, I'm pretty sure she would be here with me. And I could just feel like my world is over. But if she can transition over to a place where I believe in heaven, but it's one thing to believe in heaven and then it happens today to you. That happened to her, and I told myself, you know what? I'm going to give it everything I got to go down a positive road. Anything get in my way, I'm not going to focus on the negativity, and it's just like me with myself. Everything is a struggle, but it's beauty and pain. Just like you start, like myself, I couldn't lift 50 pounds, but when I started to do it each and every day.
So you build, right now, what, 500?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think he's picking up that Bugatti.
Right. Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, you're able to pick up Bugattis. But yeah, you know, I just took that same, you know, working out, you know, thought process. But yeah, when my sister transitioned over like that, I had to tell myself I love her, and I know she would want to be here because she have a family that loves her. But anything that I do, you know, I'm not going to give up, and I'm just going to give it my all.
Yeah, you took that energy and ran with it.
So that was a big thing for me, you know, that I think that really transitioned me to who I am today, as well as just watching other people who worked hard and dedicated themselves to their passion.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, she rests in paradise.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure she is here.
She's always with you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Got a guardian angel watching over you every step.
Always.
I feel it.
And I wanted to ask you, is there advice that you would give to an artist coming up in the game who wishes to reach the level of success of the both of you?
Pay attention. Most importantly, you know, some of the stories out there, if you don't know someone personally, you know, I think it starts at home. And like some people, they might not have someone to look up to in the household.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But, you know, I think we understand energy. We understand talk versus action. You know, and if you have that somebody that you've seen inspire you in such a way, you know, pay attention to that, because you only want to be led down the road of positivity, because something negative, it seems good at the time, but in the long run, you don't gain anything.
Right.
So I would say to that person, no matter what you're trying to be, a doctor, lawyer, teacher, trying to do what we're doing, you know, no pain, no gain. Just, you know, stay focused. Don't get sidetracked. You
And
know, because it's very easy. But if you believe you that rapper, believe that it's done. Believe that it's done today. If you believe you that doctor, act on that today. You might not have the dollars and things like that, but you do have the dream. If you can feel that dream, it is what it is.
I tell people all the time, why dream when you can live it?
Right. Already, right now.
Envision it. Focus,
Right now.
Go and get it.
Do the little things. Do the little
people
things.
hire Leah right now, like, yo,
Yeah.
Flo said I'm a doctor. I'm opening up my clinic
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, they already did that.
No.
They already did that.
In the house, oh, yeah, Flo said I could give you an injection.
No.
No problem.
Yeah.
You're doing it right now.
Don't start off with the big things. You know, you can't lift the Bugatti now.
Little matchbox.
The little things.
Little Hot Wheel.
Right.
But think about it. After this chop that I give you at my house in Hialeah, you can lift the Bugatti too.
No, just focus on what you have and not what you don't have.
Yeah.
You know,
In the moment,
because if you doing something with nothing, you are extraordinary, and that's why we are who we are today, because we did something with nothing.
From nothing to something,
Yes.
from a negative to a positive.
All
I think
day.
that's when we say, hey, Flo, we appreciate the love. To the whole
you,
team, we
love.
appreciate the love. To many more of these. Keep going, keep knocking out the park.
I don't know what the hell's going on with the music.
That better be better than the editing, man. If not last, I mean, it's like, look at this. I come in here, I'm thinking, you know, Last gonna do this. I gotta do Last job now.
I was like, yo, this is easy now.
Hey.
Back here, push the button. Be like, yo.
No, but Pitt, low key, you do this all the time. Pitt.
Yeah.
Like you don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure. Even like with my guys, they're like, man, when I see Pitt, man, we just want to listen.
Oh man,
I just want to listen, bro. Like, you are phenomenal. Like, and it's all truth.
No.
You know, you don't make
Very
nobody
blessed.
feel like you just know how to talk to anybody, bro.
yeah, well, Miami, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm sorry.
And you heard that from Flo's mouth. We gotta put that like a quote somewhere. Pitt knows how to talk that. anybody.
By the way, I'm so glad you said that.
It's the truth.
Get this podcast right here on Spotify, on Apple, on everything.
About time you
Yeah, he got this. He got this. Right?
God damn, about time last show.
You'll be here all week.
The check clear now.
I want to say I appreciate the love for you guys tuning in on the first episode. Now, you know what's coming up this weekend? Oh, this weekend is that live and timeless Pitbull concert. And I need y'all to check it out on livexlive.com/Pitbull. I want to say I appreciate the love to Pepsi for showing us love and all the support. And what you need to do is unmute your voice, register to vote, and visit rockthevote.com/Pepsi. Not now, I'm talking about right now.
It's that little Chico Pitbull, Mr. 305, but it said Mr. Worldwide. You already know what it is. This is how you take your life from a negative to a positive. Subscribe today. Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, Spotify. Next week on From Negative to Positive. The king of crunk himself, Lil Jon, Lil Jizzle. Okay. You like that or what? That was pretty good, right?
No. That was terrible.
Well, give me one, man.
Okay.
Listen to my new podcast, From Negative to Positive. Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, Spotify. Dale, que tú puedes.